Hello guys, good afternoon. I'm starting off the vlog on my way to get my lip filler touched up, and I thought that I would show you the before and after and answer some frequently asked questions that I get. I've been getting my lips done for the last few years and I always get questions about them. So I figured since I'm getting them touched up today, this is the perfect opportunity to answer the questions that I get asked all the time. So I go to Jan. I will have her Instagram and her website listed in the description. She's amazing. She is the only person who has ever done my lips, and I've been doing them now since, I think the first time I got them done was May of 2018. So it's been a little over 2 years since I've been getting them done, and I'm always really happy with the results. She's amazing at keeping everything looking very natural, and she does like the best consultations ever. Like, she really takes the time to listen to you and understand what you want, and she's also very honest and realistic with you, which I really appreciate. Anyway, here's the before of my lips. They still look good. I mean, the filler is still there, but I'm getting just a little tiny bit. It's just to kind of maintain them and touch them up. So the main thing that I'm interested in getting done is the border. I like a more defined, pronounced border along the top, and I like a poutier bottom lip. So they're not gonna end up looking too different today because, like I said, just maintaining what I already have going on, not trying to change anything or make them like obnoxiously big. So this is the before. And then you'll see when I get out, they are probably going to be pretty bruised and swollen. They always are right after you get them done. So I'm going to go in real quick. I'll be right back. It takes like 15 minutes from start to finish. Typically, it's a pretty quick process. So be right back. I just got out of my appointment. Here's my lips after. This lighting sucks. Sorry. I'll show you them a little bit better when I get home. But I don't think she actually added anything into like the body of my lips. She mostly just did the border of them just to define them a little bit and just add like a little bit more plumpness. But they are a little bit bruised and a little bit swollen, and I'm still very numb. So basically, when you go in, you know, you do the consultation, talked about what I wanted. I explained exactly what I said to you guys, that I liked the shape of them. I didn't want them to be like significantly bigger, just wanted to kind of touch them up and just redefine the borders. And then she applied the numbing cream to them, and that has to sit for, you know, about 10 minutes or so. And it makes me super numb. And a little bit of it actually got like inside my mouth a little bit, so like the tip of my tongue is a little bit numb now too, so I might be talking kind of weird. But yeah, then once I'm all numb, she gives me a little ice pack, which I have that right here, so I can continue icing them if I need to. And she has you ice your lips, and then she just starts the injecting, and like I said, that part is very quick. I think, you know, it maybe takes her like 15 minutes at the most. And then she massages them, puts on some like Vaseline stuff, massages them really well to make sure that the filler is like all evenly distributed. And then she showed them to me, asked if I, you know, if I liked them, if I wanted to add any more. I didn't. And then she took some after pictures, and that was it. I checked out and left. Because she numbs me before she actually starts injecting, I really don't feel it. There's like, I can feel a little bit of a pinch in some spots, but it's really not uncomfortable at all. I just lay back, close my eyes, and it's no big deal. Right now, they do definitely feel swollen, and like I said, they're still very numb, so they feel a little bit weird. It's kind of like when you go to the dentist and you get Novocaine and your mouth just feels like it's humongous. My lips right now feel like they're huge. Hey guys, it is the next day. I wanted to show you my lips so you can kind of see how they're looking the day after getting the filler. So you can see I'm quite bruised. everyone is going to be a little bit different. Some people bruise more than other people. You can also take arnica. I believe it comes in like a gel form that you can actually apply as a topical, and then also in a pill form, and that's supposed to help with bruising. I never take it because, just for me personally, I don't really mind it, especially now that we have to wear masks. No one is really seeing it anyway. So for me, I tend to typically bruise in the corners. That's just what always happens. And usually they look like a little lumpy and bumpy the first couple of days, but that usually smooths out and settles after like the first week or so. They feel a little like sore to the touch, kind of. I'm not in pain or really like discomfort, but I definitely feel like, you know, I want to be careful with them. It feels like when you have a bruise, and they definitely feel swollen still. And I always have to make sure the first few days that I'm applying a lot of lip balm and keeping them really hydrated, because otherwise they tend to get really dry and crusty and it can be kind of gross. Let me show you what I like to apply to them. So this is the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I love this stuff. But yeah, that is my day one update. I will continue to show you throughout the week how they are looking. Hey guys, so today is Thursday, so it's been 2 days since I got my lips done. Ignore this giant planet on my chin. Gotta love maskne. Here's what my lips look like. So you can see they're still pretty bruised. I've been doing a good job of keeping them moisturized. They still definitely feel swollen, but not as much as they did yesterday, and they're not feeling like sore and tender to the touch anymore like they were yesterday. It's Friday today, so I got my lips done 3 days ago, and this is what they're looking like. Still bruised, and they still feel a little bit swollen, but not too bad. I don't think that they really look swollen. Like if it wasn't for the bruising, I feel like they would look totally normal and good right now. Wednesday, so today is officially 1 week and 1 day since I got my lips touched up. Let me show you a close-up. So here is how they are looking. Still like a little bit discolored. You can still see a little bit of bruising, especially over here where it was really dark. I'd say they're pretty much healed at this point, and they feel really good. They feel totally normal. They don't really feel swollen or like tender anymore. Normally, my nurse injector says that you should give it 2 full weeks before they're like fully healed and you have your final result. But I feel like at this point, I really don't think that they're going to change in appearance very much in the next week, aside from just like that little bit of lingering bruising going away. Oh, my maskne is slowly fading as well. But anyway, I wanted to just sit down and answer the questions that you had about them. So I asked you guys on Instagram what questions you have about my lip fillers. The first one is, why did you choose to get them? Great first question. So like I said, the first time I ever got them done was May of 2018. And at the time, it was like a spontaneous, in the moment kind of decision. It was honestly not something that I had really been considering. I didn't think that like I needed it. I mean, no one needs it, but you know what I mean. But I did notice that every time I would wear makeup, I was getting in the habit of overlining just the center of my top lip. And I really liked the look of that. I felt like it just made them look a little bit more pouty and like more feminine. And I was working at a salon at the time that would do like Botox parties pretty regularly. And so my nurse injector, Jan, was coming to the salon to do on-the-spot Botox and fillers. And some of the girls that I worked with at that salon had been getting their lips done for a while at that point, and they were getting theirs touched up during the party. And I was watching them and I was like, I kind of want to try it. I was curious. I love the whole beauty field, and I'm always just curious to try different services and treatments. And it's funny because I didn't think that it was something that I was going to continue doing. I thought I was going to just try it that one time and that would be it. But here I am over 2 years later, and I love it. Where do you get them done? So like I mentioned, I go to Jan from Just Aesthetics Nursing. She's located in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I drive an hour to go see her, so to me it's totally worth it. She is so awesome, and like I said, I will have her information in the description. If you don't live anywhere in this area and you can't go to Jan, then check out the website realself.com. I'll link that in the description too. It's an awesome website where you can search based on whatever kind of like procedure you're looking to do. It's just for like cosmetic things and like plastic surgery and stuff. You can find doctors and nurses and injectors on that website, and you can see all of their like training and their education. You can read reviews, you can see before and after photos. That is a really great resource if you're trying to find someone to go to. How did you decide how much to get injected? I never go into Jan and tell her I want this amount. Same thing, like I always compare everything to hair. When people come to me to get their hair colored at the salon, they're not sitting down and saying, this is the formula that I want you to use and this is how I want you to apply it. I mean, some people might do that, but no, like you need to just show me inspiration photos, explain to me what you want, and then I will determine as the professional what I need to do and what I need to use to get you the look that you want. So same thing with filler. So yeah, just do your research, find someone whose work you really like, and then just get some inspiration photos and explain to them as best as you can what you want, and then just trust them to give you the look you want. I wouldn't get caught up worrying about how many syringes and all that. Also keep in mind that depending on your starting point and the results that you want, you might not be able to achieve your desired look in your first appointment. It might take some time to kind of like build the lips up, because you can't just like fill them with a whole bunch at one time. It's gonna just not look right. You have to gradually do it a little at a time. And also everyone's mouth is shaped differently and is a different size. So you might see someone whose lips you love and maybe they have like 2 syringes in there, but 2 syringes on you might not be enough, or it might be too much, you know? What type of filler do you get? How many syringes do you get? So I've had a few different kinds throughout the years. The first time we ever did my lips, I did just regular old Juvederm, which is like very common, pretty standard. It was just half a syringe starting out. And then a few months later, I decided I wanted to do a little more. So we did 1 full syringe. And at that point, we started using Juvederm Ultra Plus, which is Juvederm, but the molecules, at least from my understanding, I could be wrong, but I think the molecules are a little bit larger, so you get a little more bang for your buck. It gives you like a fuller, more like pillowy effect. And I've been consistently getting the Juvederm Ultra Plus this whole entire time. And pretty much every time I go, we end up doing 1 full syringe. The last 2 times though, now that I'm really into this like sharper border, she does use something a little bit different. So in the body of my lips is still the Juvederm Ultra Plus, but then she started using like a thicker, more solid filler to give me like that sharper, more defined border. And I wanna say, I don't know, that might be called Restylane? I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. There's so many different kinds, and I feel like new ones are coming out all the time. But at this point, I just trust my injector so much, so I don't even really ask details. I just tell her what it is that I want, and I just trust her to use whatever she needs to use and do whatever amount. To go along with that, how often do you get them done? So this is gonna vary for everyone depending on how fast your metabolism is, depending on the type of filler that you do, and also depending on how often or like for how long you've been getting the filler done for. Typically on average, I think they say that lip filler can last anywhere from like 6 months to a year. For some people, it's a little bit less than that. So for me, I feel like the very first time I got them done, especially because we use like such a small amount, I feel like it lasted the shortest amount of time. And then like as I kept maintaining them and getting the filler done, I feel like it lasts me longer and longer and longer. So at this point, I would say I go for touch-ups like every 10 to 12 months. And even when I go to get them touched up, as you saw at the beginning of the vlog, they still were looking plump. They were still definitely much fuller than my natural lips. So I think that if I were to just like leave them and not get them touched up and just wait for all of the filler to dissolve, it would probably last a really long time. Like it would probably take 2 years for them to like completely just metabolize on their own. How much do they cost? So this is also going to vary depending on where you live and the particular injector you go to, their demand, how experienced they are. It's $600 for who I go to, but again, depending where you live, it could be a little more than that, it could be a little less. Can you feel the lip filler at all? You definitely can. Like if I'm just sitting here, no, I can't. But when I like press my lips together or I'm like feeling my lips, they definitely feel like pillowy and plump, but it's not like I can feel like a substance in there, but it's not bothersome at all. And it's one of those things where as time goes on, you just get so used to it that you don't even realize it. Does it give you more color to your lips? No, it doesn't affect the color. I mean, when you first get them done, they might look a little bit more like red or pink because they're just irritated. And then as they're healing, as you guys saw, they will be a little bit bruised, but no, it doesn't change the color of your lips at all. If you were looking to change the color of your lips, look into getting a lip blush tattoo. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad did it hurt? I would say it's probably like a 2. Does it affect anything you do like eating, drinking, kissing, etc.? So it does the first few weeks as you're healing. So the first 2 weeks, and I have my little aftercare card here actually. So she says, no straws, kissing, sun, or direct pressure on the lips/face for 2 weeks. Because the filler, like the first 2 weeks as your lips are still healing, is still a little bit like movable and malleable. So you don't want it to move around and then like be uneven or placed funny. But after the 2 weeks, once they're healed, no, it doesn't affect anything. I'm sure if you got them like super, super big and plump, then it might affect things a little bit, but with the size that I get, no, nothing is different. Have you dissolved? Juvederm is apparently bad for migrating. Current situation here. So actually, yes, I have. So when you get filler, sometimes it can move around a little bit, especially like I said, the first 2 weeks if you're not really careful, and it will, for the most part, naturally metabolize in your body. Your body will just eventually break it down and it will just go away. From my personal experience, like the more you get it done and the more like you just keep like building it up and layering it in there, it won't metabolize evenly. So I found that within like the last year or so, it would eventually over time start getting less full in some spots, but then this filler would just be stuck in other spots and it would just start to look really weird. And I'll insert a photo actually. I just had like this big lump and it looked like someone just like punched me in the mouth or something. I think like some of the filler just kind of all migrated to one spot and it was just naturally like metabolizing everywhere else, but not in that one spot. So I did end up going and getting it dissolved. Let me tell you, getting lip filler dissolved is so painful. I mean, you're only feeling the pain for a couple of seconds, so it's like not the worst thing in the world, but it is like this burning. So yeah, I did get that one spot dissolved a few months back and that like helped to even everything out. So you guys saw at the beginning of the vlog, that's how my lips looked after getting that lump dissolved. Any numbness or loss in sensation and any regrets? Nope, no loss in sensation at all, except obviously when they're numb, like that first day, the first few hours. And I don't have any regrets. I'm very happy with them. And what's nice about them is that they can be dissolved, like we just talked about. So even if at any point I'm like, you know what, I don't want these anymore, I can just get them dissolved and no harm done. Were you scared that you could end up like the people on Botched? I love that show. Yeah, the very first time I got them done, I was worried. I mean, I, at that point, was already familiar with the nurse injector. Like, I had been following her on social media. I already knew all about her, saw her work. So I knew that I could trust her. So I wasn't necessarily worried that she would do a bad job and I'd be botched, but I was worried that it would just look weird on me. I don't know. But I think that's why doing your research and finding someone that really is experienced and knows what they're doing is super important. Do you think lip filler damages your real lips in the long run? I don't think so, because I feel like as they start to metabolize and go down, they don't look damaged or saggy or stretched or anything, you know what I mean? I would imagine that if you are someone that goes and is like constantly getting them done, like every month, and you have them like super, super big and fake looking, then maybe that could cause some kind of damage long term, but I don't think that mine are, no. All right, so those were all of the questions, and the sun is about to set and it's getting really dark in here. So that's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to check the description for my injectors information and everything else that I talked about. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.